Hello, 6th grade. Ooh, I'm down here. You can see me. This is recording what I'm doing with my hands, and this is part 2 of our Kristin Farris inspired, kind of like geometric, swirly designs. And so we're going to talk about coloring them in. So we worked on this one in our last video, and this one as well. And this one I went ahead and started coloring. So basically, color is super duper important in this. If you remember in the video, she talked about how she picked her colors intuitively. So that means that she doesn't go in with any color theme really in mind. She kind of chooses what she feels in that moment. And so for this one, I chose these colors. I chose like a light pink, light yellow, light blue, and light green. And you can see I finished these two and I've started these ones. But basically the entire point of this with the geometric and with adding in the color is that you repeat the same colors in the same spaces whenever you're doing the geometric design, so it makes more sense. If you just add in random colors everywhere, it won't help the geometric design as much. So if you have one specific shape, you need to continue doing that shape the same color. So you can see like in here for this, I decided to do blue, skip, blue, skip. And then I decided to make the big triangle in each yellow. So I did these two completely just to show you guys, but I like to go just like color by color, step by step. So I'm gonna lightly erase these lines so I can still see them, but they're not there as much for whenever I color it in. And then I would go through and I'm gonna color this one in yellow. So I'm outlining it first just so I can remember that shape. And if you see, I guess the only one I'd really have left to color are these two. And then color this in yellow. I'm using markers. You guys can, I would recommend markers, but you can use whatever you want. And if you see, I'm looking over here, and I know that like this far corner shape should be blue. So all of these are going to end up being blue. And then right next to the blue, this little patch, I left white. And then I look, this one should be yellow and this one should be green. And then I repeat it all the way through. So if I'm moving on to this one, I would do this one yellow again. So that's what I'm going to do. So then I'm taking my time, making for sure I'm coloring it in evenly and nicely, and my lines are super straight, because if you're coloring it in and your lines get all lopsided, it won't help the geometric design. But in repeating this, I'm creating a pattern throughout, and then that'll help it look more visually pleasing. So if I have this one yellow, I know that this one should be blue, so then I'd go fill these all in blue. And then this one should be pink, so I go fill them all in pink. I just did it a little bit different just to show you guys. So that's for your geometric. Basically, you want each pie slice to be identical to the next one. If we're going to this one, what you're going to do is something a little bit different. You probably want to fill them up the same way she was, to where it almost looks like it's like spiraling stairs. So your first step is picking out what colors you want. So I have 8 different sections in here. So I can do 8 different colors, or I can do less. I can do 4 and skip some spaces. So for this one, I think I want it to be, I don't know yet. I'm picking my colors intuitively. So I'm picking them just kind of, we'll do black. We'll do this red. We'll put in cream as well. And maybe for the last color, you know what, instead of black, maybe I'll do this. It's hard, right? It's hard picking colors. I haven't even picked out my colors for this yet. Give me 1 second, and I'm going to pick out my colors intuitively, how you guys can pick out whichever colors you would want. Okay, so I got my colors. I'm going to do yellow, purple, and then I'm going to do orange and blue, because they're complementary colors, which means they're across from each other on the color wheel, which just means they add way better contrast whenever they're contrasting colors and complementary colors. Okay, so I'm going to start with the middle. And so I'm going to do this one blue. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start doing the ones next to it, building it up and around. So instead of doing this one, I'm going to move over one and move up one so I can create that stair design. So then this one would be blue. Taking my time coloring. I want it to look nice. So then again, for this next one, I'm not going to do it right above it. I'm going to do it up and over. So going up and over to this next section, using all of these pencil lines as my guiding lines because we created this super cool pattern on the inside, so we definitely don't want to lose all that hard work we did by coloring it in sloppy. So now, for the next one, I know to go up and over. And then I can pretty much repeat this until I am to the end of the circle, and then I'll move on to my next one. So, for this next one, up, over. So then, for my next one, up and over. I'm going to fill in these two, and then I'll be back, you guys. I think you get the point about the up and over. So I'm going to pause it, and then we'll start a new color. Okay, so we got our blue done. So now we're going to move on to our next color. I'm going to do orange right next to it. And then we're going to follow, so I'm putting it right here, that same pattern of going up and over. And I know I did two different kinds for my demo. You guys only have to do one. So you can choose to do the circles like this one, or you can do the more triangle one. So then up, over. So I know I need to go up and over. Need to go a little slower. I'm trying to do it quicker so this video is not as long for you guys. So up, over. So then I know to go to this one. And then if I went up, over, and then I know to continue on this pattern of going up and over each time I color. So I'm going to fill in the rest of my orange, following filling in this one, then up, over, up, over, up, over, and then I'll be back for our next color. Alright, so if you see I did my blue, and then I did my orange. So now next to my orange, I think I'm going to do purple. So then I'm still going to start in the very middle, very carefully. And then I'm going to follow that same pattern up, over, up, over. So I know this will be purple, this will be purple, up, over, up, over, up, over, up, over. So then this should be purple. And then for our next one, I'm going to do yellow next to purple. Yellow, up, over. I know this should be yellow. Up, over, up, over, up, over, up, over, up, over. So that'll be yellow. So I'm going to fill in this purple and this yellow, and then I will be back. Alright, so I went through and filled out those. So then what I would do is I would restart the pattern. So blue, up, over, up, over, up, over. And then for the other half, I would just continue the same pattern. So I'd do blue, orange, yellow, purple, and keep filling it out in that same sort of pattern. So I'm going to finish coloring in this, and then I'll be back and we can cut them out and look at what they look like finished. Okay, so I got this all colored in. So now our last step is just to cut our circle out. Follow along your lines, take your time. You spent all this time working on this, so you probably want to take your time as well while you're cutting it out to make sure your edges are all even. I'm turning it as I go. And there's one, and then here's my other example. And you can see that they both have like this pie shape to them. They have those geometric designs. I'm so excited to see how your guys' come out. Be sure to post a picture of it onto the media folder. And have a good rest of your morning, afternoon, evening. And I will see you guys later.